Looks like we're ready to go racing now. Race 2 for the Underbone 150 class. Great start there as the lights go out. A good start from the pole man on board bike number 61 as he blasts his way down towards turn 1. They all get into his slipstream immediately and pulling out straight away. It was Husney Zonal on board bike number 143, and he will lead them up the straight to turn 3 for the first time.
Yeah, great start from Husney from the middle of the front row. Everybody away cleanly, which is always good to see in a packed field like this. Ooh, darting to the outside there was number 23, Gupta Krishna.
They fan out about 11 abreast as they go down into turn 3 for the first time. Lots of very creative lines there as they go around. Who was that going high and wide around the outside? Speedway style there, keeping up the corner speed. I think that may have been the 177 machine of Adita Fuzi. But down towards turn 4 we come, utilising the slipstream there. Plenty of riders pulling out. Who's going to be the bravest on the brakes in this early part of this race? It's number 23, Gupta Krishna, that takes the lead.
Yeah, Gupta, I think he just passed on the brakes then. They're definitely the bravest.
Oh, right out over the track.
Yeah, that was
that Ahmed Fazrul?
Yeah.
I think he was lucky too. I think there may have been a bit of a contact there that helped him get assisted off the circuit. Up the inside on the fluoro machine, it's April King Moscato, well placed in third now.
Yeah, that is a good start for the Filipino.
He was on row 3 or 4, so he's made his way forward over this first half a lap.
Yeah, Husney dropped back a little bit, I think. Looking back now to Fahmi Bassam, the 2024 champion. Great start yesterday. Finished second after the adjustments to the finishing order.
Oh, big move on the brakes there into the final corner to complete this first lap. By the 198 machine of Arwin Sanjaya. You can see there he's just looking straight down. The rider pulls out of the slipstream. That's bike number 50 coming up now, Ahmed Afif.
Yeah, Afif Amram, I was looking at him in warm-up today, and he was quick. He was the quickest in warm-up. But there was something about the way he was riding. He just looked light and comfortable, like he was riding effortlessly. It might be my imagination, but let's see how this pans out in the race. He was there yesterday on the podium, of course.
So keep your eye on board bike number 50, Barry Russell's pick for something special in this race.
Oh my goodness, why don't I just keep my mouth shut?
Well, your record's been pretty good so far this weekend, Barry, so you never know. He might be hoping that... So good luck for him as we look at the field. Oh, someone way off the track. Was that April King Moscato again?
I'm not sure.
He had a bit of a moment yesterday and was off the circuit. Looked like his bike, the 43 machine. Let's see if it is in that lead group. Can't see it there. So maybe it was him off under the grass. You could see a massive big dust cloud coming up. They made their way back down towards turn 4.
Yeah, we often see those off-track excursions on the run down to turn 12. It's quite unusual to see it there.
So up towards the back end of the circuit we go, furthest away from the pit complex. Jockeying for position ball. Someone ran wide there. That was just out of shot. You can see, I think that was the 222 machine of Fahmi Bassam, who's dropped way back now in this group.
Yeah, he needs to make his way back up. He's got 6 or so laps to do it. And that is doable using slipstream and getting up through. Coming up towards the front now is the number 87 of Nazrul Izzat. Very close to the front indeed.
In fact, he could lead them as they come across the line. You can see the way they're aggressively picking them up out of the final corner. Now it is the 23 of Gupta Krishna that will lead them across the line. But Aditya Fuzi's done the fastest lap of the race on that first flying lap. A 2:01.648. In fact, he's the only rider across the entire field, Barry, that's gone into the 2:01s on that first flying lap.
Yeah, and Aditya Fauzi on a Honda for the first time this year. Different characteristics for the Honda engine. It does go well through the turns, a little bit slower out of the corners.
Someone was almost on the grass there as they made their way down towards turn 3. But Aditya Fauzi, as you mentioned, switching brands. He was third in the championship on the Yamaha last year.
Yeah, and that was his rookie year. And one of the remarkable things about him was that he really loved to race at the front.
So it is still Gupta Kresna that leads them on the way down towards turn 4, but he's going to be absolutely swamped here. Look at them all lining up to have a go at him. He's going to be lucky to remain in the top 6 as they come through turn 4 on that occasion. Look at that lead group. So much jockeying for position. It's not unusual to see riders move up 3 and 4 positions on the run into a corner.
Very tightly backfield, 2 seconds covering the top 20.
This is closer than Moto 3 at its best. They're a lot smaller, they can fit a lot more of them in.
Well, that's true.
When Sanjay has dropped back from that lead group back into a 14th position, I think it was him that took the excursion off the onto the grass about half a lap ago. Starting to try and work his way forward now from 14th position. And the local hero Pirapong Lubipeng is back in 15th position as well, on board bike number 24.
Yeah, he needs to make his way up as well at some stage.
That was Arwin Sanjaya again off onto the dirt.
Again, yeah. It's nice and dry after drying out all day today.
Just a quick look there to make sure that he was where he thought he was on the track from our new leader, Husni Zainul. Up the inside, it is Nazarul Izzat, comes back into the lead.
Yeah, good to see him featuring once again.
I love that though, Barry. He outbrakes the rider into the corner and then immediately has a look over his shoulder to see who's behind him. That would be the rider that you've just overtaken.
Yeah, that's it. And I saw the lap before, I saw Nazarul give a kind of admonishing glance across to whoever was inside him at the time. I think it was Husni.
So Husni's back to second position now. They found out once again across the circuit. His teammate Gupta Kresna up there as well.
Yeah, this is another good race for Gupta Kresna. He was threatening all day yesterday. Ended up 5th. He is looking really good here.
Down into turn 4. It's one of the LFN machines that looks like he's in the lead. Oh, someone very wide there. Was that our pole man on board the 61 machine?
Yeah,
I think he was very wide going through turn 4. Let's have a look and see where he is. Because his teammate had a bit of an up and down day yesterday. Crashed out early in the first race.
Nazarul looking really determined, as he did at the stage of the race yesterday. But something happened and he dropped back. Hopefully that won't happen today.
When Sanjay has made his way back towards the front of this group as well. And see him there on the 198 bike.
Yeah, just keeping track of the number 50, Afif Amran. He's right back in that group, but looking pretty comfortable, as is his teammate, Akid Aziz. There's 2 Uma machines there. 27 and the 87. 27, Adib Arshad. So the 2 Malaysian Uma Racing Yamahas making their presence felt.
Now, I wasn't sure if it was Husni Zainul or his teammate Gupta Kresna, but one of them was adjusting something on the handlebars of his bike as he came down the start-finish straight on that occasion. They've both gone back to the lead in this race. They were positions 1 and 2. Now they're positions 1 and 3 as we round turn 3.
Yeah, and one for all's Pirapong, the sole tie rider, the number 24 there on the red bike. Having all sorts of elbow exchanges.
Well, on the last lap, Barry, he picked up 5 positions, so he's certainly on the move at the moment.
See if he can sustain it. Podium long overdue for the tie rider. And it is Wayuaji Trilaksana in the lead on the number 60, the Race Tech 60 machine.
That's certainly nothing unusual. He's done that plenty of times before.
Yeah, he has, and he's come from nowhere to win races before as well.
How many years has he been racing in this class? Because I think when the Asian Championship came to Australia back in about 18-19, he would have been racing in this class then from memory.
Oh yeah, and he was champion in about 2015, and then that year I think 2019 as well. So yeah, I mean, underbone racing, it's not necessarily a stepping stone to anything else. There are, all throughout Malaysia and Indonesia, there are just professional underbone racers. That's what they do.
Well, that's what Wayuaji Trilaksana is doing at the moment. He's running at the front in this field. Surprisingly, everybody was on track there and no one ran off over the ripple strips.
There's the 51 and the 50, Afif Amran, with 3 laps remaining, making their way to the front. Give it a Krishna. Once again, 2 bikes at the front have got 4 championships between them. Give it a Krishna and Wayuaji.
And Ahmad Dawizi's having a much better ride than yesterday, where he saw him finish the race very, very early on board bike number 51. He actually led them across the start-finish line. You can see him weaving around there trying to get position. Now he pulls to the very outside of the circuit. How was the manoeuvring there?
Yeah, I think the number of weaves you can do is limited technically, but...
Arwin Sanjaya, who's just moved up into second, Barry, crossed the line in 14th position. We're at turn 2 on this, or turn 3 on this lap, and he's moved up into the lead.
Well, he did get a fairly decent draft, and that proves it on that long run up from turn 1 to turn 3.
Now, you want close quarters racing? Have a look at the underbone class there as we make our way into turn 4. Oh, the two teammates are well placed here for our race leader. Arwin Sanjaya, his teammate, coming up from behind as well. That'll be Dimas Julie.
Yeah, all the suspects are there. Nazarul, Afif, Akid Aziz must be, we ought to have a look for him.
Dita Fuzi, who we heard from down on the grid, now well placed as well on the 177 machine.
Yeah, he's really making that Honda work well.
Oh, how was the lean angle from some of those bikes as they were going through there? Well, here we go, down the final straight and into turn 12 to come round and complete 6 laps. There will be 2 more laps to go after this. The real jockeying for position is about to really get underway.
Fahmi Bassam back in the mix there as well.
Good to see that nothing changed too, Barry. There's about 2 seconds covering the top 20 as they make their way across the line. 2.1 seconds, in fact, covering the top 20 as they complete lap 6. Fahmi Bassam was our race leader as they came across the line. By the time they get to turn 1, he's pretty much been swamped.
Yeah, Husni, yesterday's winner, back in 16th. 1.5 seconds down as they cross the line. Let's see how he does on this penultimate lap.
Aditya Fuzi as well too on the 177. Charging through.
Yeah, great work for the JPNW mounted Indonesian. Did brilliant things with Racetech 60 team last year. Change of bike, change of team for him.
Look at Pierpong in the middle of the action there on the 24 bike. He'd dropped back to 13th as they came across the line. And as we pile into turn 4, he's up there challenging for the lead.
Ooh, look at Aditya, Afif Amran, Dimas Julie coming in very late, but making it stick into turn 5. What a move that was.
This is certainly not the class to race in if you're worried about personal space. Look how close they are there. Oh, so much jockeying for position through that infield section. Oh, is that... I think that may have been Arwen Sanjaya that was well and truly off the track. They came out of turn 6. Look at them now. Yeah. Well, we're getting round to the final couple of corners on the penultimate lap.
You said to watch out for Husni. He's up into about 6th place now.
And your man Ahmad Afif on board bike number 50. Looking to try and position himself on this last lap as well. Oh, bit of a slide there. I think that was from Dimas Julie. He was lucky to get it into the corner and maintain his momentum. Final lap, 4.5 kilometres to go, Barry, as they come down towards turn 1 to start this last lap.
It's going to be Wayuaji that leads them through turn 1 and on the long drag up to turn 3. He just got a little bit of a gap there, but that is sure to disappear.
It'll evaporate quicker than the water on the track yesterday afternoon in the heat. as we make our way up towards through turn 2 and into turn 3. This is where all the creative lines are. The track gets very, very wide here as we make our way, charging through like an absolute bullet. It was the 51 machine of Ahmed Daweezy. Where did he come from?
Well, he got a draft from someone, that's for sure.
He got a draft from the entire field. As we go towards turn 4 now, you can see one rider's just dropped off the back of that group.
Doesn't he back up towards the front, but wow, look at this. Gupita, Dimas Julie competing for the exit of turn 4. Dicha Fauzi in there as well. Wayuaji coming through, and Dimas Julie, he does it again. That wide line into turn 5. He's been practicing that. He's got a Dicha Fauzi in his wheel tracks.
He doesn't mind holding that wide line. It seems to work through him through that part of the track at the most important time of the race. On this last lap, there's a bit of biff and barge. Back there at about 7th or 8th position. Bikes swerving all over the place. But it is Dimas Julie that is in the lead. If he holds that position as they come through these corners, he will get swamped down that last straight, but it's going to be who's the latest and bravest on the brakes. He still holds the lead now as we go left and right and set sail for turn 12, the scene of all of the action in yesterday's race. Oh, how close is that?
Wayuaji, Fahmi Bassam barging their way through, and Adichie on the grass.
Plenty of them off onto the grass. Who's the latest on the brakes into the final corner? I think you'll find that was the 23 machine of Gupta Kresna, and he's going to take the win, Barry. Gupta Kresna comes across the line. Oh, big
no!
Crash. Big crash. Later back in the field.
That was a heart-stopping moment for Wayuaji Trilaksana.
A couple of the bikes all coming together as they came across the line. But it's Gupta Kresna that takes the win from Aditya Fauzi, and Dimas Julie doing a great job there to hold on to 3rd position.
Yeah,
the race result is under investigation. Well, you could throw a blanket across them as they came across the line. Having a look at the final results, there was 2 seconds back to 21st position.
I think that was April King, the other rider involved in that, but that was heart-stopping. You just hope and pray that nobody's going to hit the rider when they go down. There was a clash between Dimas Julie and Nazrul Izzat. Adichie 177 keeping himself clear, and April King, I think maybe Wayuaji touched the back. Look at it.
Well, Wayuaji was very lucky there to not get run over by the rider behind.
Yeah, you saw how he tucked himself up to keep himself, make himself as small as possible in that hazardous situation. But great to see a win for the number 23, Gupita Kresna. New team for him this season.
So 5th place in the championship last year, and he starts off the first round of 2025 with a race win. And a 5th place in yesterday's race as well in the amended results. So it's going to put him in a very good position as we head into round 2 of the championship.
These results are under investigation as well. No question about the win for Gupita Kresna. He was nowhere near any of the argy-bargy.
That was a clean move on the brakes, wasn't it, to get him into turn 12 and out of turn 12 with still plenty of drive.
And if the results stand, this is very good news for Husni Zainal Fauzi, thinking about the championship.
Yeah, race win yesterday and possibly a 4th place for today. We're waiting to confirm that, though, once we see the race results. There it is. There's the winner. There's no question about that, as you mentioned. 2nd and 3rd look also pretty clear.
Yeah, I think it's really this is what's under investigation there.
Is the rule here that you have to be attached to your motorcycle as you came across the line?
Yeah, I noticed as Dimas Julie went across the line, he stood up on the pegs and leaned his head over the front of the nose as though he was trying...
like in a running race.
Right, in a running race, absolutely, yeah. I'm sure that was...
You're trying to push it across the line.
It was the impulse, yeah.
He realised that it was pretty close, but there is confirmation of your winner, Gupita Kresna.